It's ASMR that isn't quite unintentional, but as close as you can get while still doing it on purpose. Tingles with flyby. Daily ASMR videos. Hello. So glad to have you here. On this discussion about what is almost unintentional ASMR. So when I started watching ASMR, the thing that I noticed immediately about myself was that in order for me to get ASMR, I couldn't feel like the person in front of the camera was trying to give me ASMR. So on some videos you might see someone who would be like, now I'm going to use this matte poreless foundation on you. And then they would just go. And that drives me insane. It takes me out of the moment. Because if I'm going to a makeup artist, they're not going to do that. And I'm probably a little... That's why I don't like to do whispering at other times, because I don't like whispering when it doesn't make sense to whisper. So for librarian videos, or if we're just chatting, it's supposed to be late at night, then a full whisper is great, but otherwise I only think whispering. Anyway, but that's not really what the point of it is. But so for me, I guess I've been looking for a way to actually describe this type of approach towards ASMR, because there are people who do it, and when I find it, it's amazing. You know, I watch Lady Green Eyes ASMR. She's amazing. Whispers in Bloom. They're my top 2 right now, but there are a few others who do as well. And it's just people who don't take you out of the moment by trying to put the ASMR too much into it, like triggers and that sort of thing. Which is why, as an ASMRtist, I don't even really think about triggers. I think about kind of setups and environments and thinking about how to make you feel immersed in a video, because that's what I need to be able to feel ASMR. As soon as I lose my immersion, my ASMR just disappears. And so I know some people are very drawn to unintentional ASMR, but I like things that are a little bit more specific towards what I want, you know, longer type videos. And, you know, if somebody is talking a little quieter, I do like that. So that's why I say it's almost unintentional. I still do a lot of role plays. I do a lot of things like that. But to me, the almost unintentional aspect of it is that, as I said, I'm not focusing on triggers. I always like to think about my videos in terms of what video would I watch even if it wasn't an ASMR video. And so that to me is part of what describes what almost unintentional ASMR is. It's something where it's definitely an ASMRtist doing it. It's intentional, they know what they're doing, but they're not really so absorbed in the process of ASMR that they've lost sight of this moment that they're in and the other aspects. I have a very active mind, and so for me, I need something that can engage my mind. This is why educational content is great. why, I love the French Whisperer. His sort of content is great, and him I just imagine kind of as this could be your dad telling you stories about history or things that are happening as you're going to bed. And it's not necessarily about producing a specific sensation for you, but it's connecting into those really nice experiences at the same time as keeping your mind engaged. Because for me, if I'm just focused on, am I getting ASMR? Oh, am I getting ASMR? Then again, my ASMR is just shot. It's never gonna happen. Whereas if I have something that can keep my mind busy, that really can engage my mind, then the sounds and sensations, I can just let them happen, and hopefully something good can happen. And so I guess with that, that's also, I've always been somebody who is a bit more unscripted, and that's not really a requirement for almost unintentional ASMR, don't think. I know there's a video by Caught in a Dream, and she does this hotel check-in, and I know she talks about her scripting, that she, would take a long time to script videos, but there's still something, she reminds me of my best friend, so I think very highly of her, and she just has just a way about her that is very endearing to me. So it's not necessarily about scripting or not, although I tend to be unscripted because for me, I don't necessarily want to feel like I've met this unreal person who just flows ASMR and perfect speech and everything out of themselves. I want somebody where it feels like I'm just chatting with my best friend, and she's gonna make mistakes and stumble over her words sometimes, but that's okay. And so that's why a lot of times I will leave that sort of thing in, and I'll leave mistakes in where they're not loud. Loud sounds obviously are not conducive to ASMR, and I don't want to try and wake people up in the middle of the night if they have already fallen asleep to my video, so I do try and keep loud mistakes out, but anything that's relatively quiet, I think it's part of us relating to each other and feeling like we're getting to know each other, this is getting a bit beyond the topic, but it's getting into, I guess, my philosophy towards ASMR, and I guess as I've grown up in the ASMR community, I think I first watched an ASMR video 8 years ago or so. So my preferences have shifted and changed. And for me, a lot of times I need to feel almost a personal connection in order to feel like I can get ASMR from someone. I still do in other cases, but it's so much more reliable for me, I guess. As I said, my two main go-tos, I guess I'd say Queen of Serene as well is another go-to as well. But Lady Green Eyes is my biggest one right now because she's the one putting out the most content in that way. And then Whispers in Bloom, hoping we're going to get more Whispers in Bloom content. She creates videos, which again, they really tap into that almost unintentional ASMR, because I just want to listen to them to have the experiences we're having. She has where you're checking into an enchanted cottage that it has like Disney princess rooms each one. It's just amazing video. That's one of my favorites. Or describing these magical dresses to you and all these magical elements that they have. And so it's like those are things that, you know, even if it had nothing to do with ASMR, I would just be like, oh, that's expanding my mind, that's engaging my creativity and the fantastical part of my mind. And, you know, it's not overtly lots of particular triggers or that sort of thing. It's more about just delving into the moment and letting whatever happens come. And so that's why I like to talk about this. This actually idea came to me not in a dream, but I was quite tired and about to fall asleep last night. And I was in bed and I had actually gotten angry with my love because he had woken me up 2 or 3 times already, and with turning the light on, and I wanted to get to bed early. And then I had this idea about almost unintentional ASMR as the name for it, because I've been thinking for years about this. And I've thought of the term professional ASMR, but I'm like, you can have professional ASMR, because I do like a lot more things like real estate agent, interior decorators, waitress, hotel check-ins, that sort of thing is more like my genre of ASMR. But there are still videos where I'll go in and then, you know, somebody might start doing something and it just turns me off immediately of the video. And it's because it's not tapping into, I guess, that almost unintentional ASMR need that I have in my ASMR. And so I've been looking for a term for that. And so when that popped into my head, I was like, oh, that's great description for it. It's because it's not unintentional, because somebody is intending it, but it's almost like you're intending, but then forgetting that you're intending and thinking about something else. And so then I rolled over, because I'd actually kind of gone downstairs to tell my love off and yell at him a little bit about waking me up. And so then we'd come upstairs and I'd gone back to bed, and then this popped into my head. And I rolled over to him and started snuggling. I was like, I know this is I know it's my fault, and I know, you know, I was a bit not nice earlier, but I really want to talk to you about something. And he was like, okay. And so I told him about the idea, and he was very tired, so he wasn't really taking it in. But I was so excited about it because it really just, to me, captures, I mean, what I think Tingledom is all about. Although I think Tingledom actually caters a bit more to more than that, but 90% of Tingledom is that. That's why you also have the Tingle Shack, where there are some things that aren't necessarily quite like that. Like when I did my wood session or my bread session, which are really not videos I would watch. But I like to try things anyway, so. But I just wanted to share that in case it resonates to anyone else. And also to explain, I'm going to try and tag my videos that I think meet that definition. And if you're an ASMRtist and that's your jam as well, then let's start using it, because, hey, I want more almost unintentional ASMR. To me, it's the best kind, and it's amazing. So, If you want any suggestions for more like educate, so I'll put the links to the channels I've mentioned in this video, and then others who I think kind of meet that almost unintentional vibe, who I don't necessarily watch myself, but who I know and are lovely people, but just a little bit different educational type of content, who I've actually worked with. So, if you are new to my channel, be sure to subscribe, because if you made it this far in this video, I think you're feeling the almost unintentional ASMR vibe, and I'd love to have you here in Tingledom with me. So, hit subscribe, and then, heck, just go around. I got a lot of videos, so you'll find something amazing that will meet your needs right for this moment. And